What's up, people? It's your boy Jatois, and this has to be one of the most frustrating builds I've done in a long time. Now, this is the F-302. Some of you probably are familiar with it. I've been trying to get this thing to fly for a while. Now, the problem with this craft is it's just not built for atmospheric flight. I'm sorry. The way I look at the design, it looks absolutely terrible. But we are going to try this anyhow. And the last flight we did actually seemed to work pretty well. But for some reason, we smashed into the ground. I'm not sure why we smashed into the ground, but we smashed into the ground. And I'm sure I hit the right control, so I'm not sure what happened there. Alright. Just so frustrating. I hate you. But I am determined to get this thing to fly today. Alright, so we've made a few adjustments to this craft, and hopefully this also will work. We will see really quickly if this works or not. So I have moved the wings up, as you can see here, which wouldn't give us extremely good view if we're in the cockpit. So yeah, you would still get a pretty good visibility, but since you see through things when you're in the cockpit, that's what you see. So our wings are angled up, they're lifted up, we're more on our center of gravity. I've added some additional stabilizers on the outside with these advanced canards, and we'll see what happens. So here we go. We are still slightly turning to the outside for some reason. Alright, well, here we go. Let's see if this works. We are off the ground. We appear to be somewhat stable. We're going for the afterburners. Afterburners are go. Checking our overlay. We are looking pretty good. Pretty good for a little mock-up replica aircraft. Question is that enough dihedral? And I don't think it is. I think people are going to say there's supposed to be more, but in order to make up for that, I tilted the wings as well. So this is a decent replica. It's nowhere near as fast or as agile as the real thing. Well, I shouldn't say real thing. As the F-302 in the actual show for Stargate. So we need to see how we maneuver now. So whoop, straight down. Whoa. Okay, well, we are ready for our test flight of the Mark III. So let's see what happens. We have adjusted for atmospheric flight, and hopefully our swallowtail design will get us more stable in the atmosphere. Let's see what happens. Off the ground, nice and easy. Bringing up the overlay. Oh, gentle taps don't affect it very much. I am extremely lacking on roll. But we can maneuver for once. I need to add a lot more roll control. Oh yeah, a lot more roll control, because we are just rolling all over the place right now. That's not good. That's very not good. Oh god, that's so not good. Yeah, we're totally gonna crash. Okay, roll control. A lot more roll control. Okay, now we have some additional control out here for the roll. We have some additional pitch control, so we should be able to do a little better back here. I'm actually going to put on some roll control back here as well to keep us nice and stable. So let's go ahead. We're going to go full throttle on liftoff, and let's see what this bird does. I think we'll get off the ground nice and easy. Oh yeah. And let's test our pitch. Pitch looks good. Let's test our roll. Roll is okay. Not fantastic, but it'll work. We also, I mean, we can throw some additional roll at it, but as long as it's keeping us from rolling completely, we'll be fine. That's a little better. I could have moved my yaw way back and been a lot better, though. I did not think about that when I was in there getting this bird fixed. Ooh, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. Let's turn that off. And let's turn that off. So the yaw control right now is way too far in the middle of the craft. We need to fix that so that it will fly more stable. So let's move that back. That's also going to give us a bit more control overall. But right now we're looking pretty good. We are definitely looking pretty good with the swallowtail design being added on there as a modification. So let's go ahead, move our yaw all the way to the back, which is going to stabilize our entire craft, and see what we get. Whoa. Alright, so we are back. And we have, I probably should have adjusted my wheel back a bit more, but I did not, which would make landing this thing a bit scary. But what I have done here, if you take a look, I've added in a bit of heat shielding, well, radiation shielding, rad shield, a few radiators over top of the engine that would dissipate the heat that would be caused by that engine being right there. Now, I did that just because I wanted to do something a little fancy, and it was kind of a fun experiment to do. So now that we have that there, we can see how well this bird flies. We have pretty good yaw control, and you see our radiators actually go all the way through the craft. That would cause it to dissipate down low as well. So we would be dissipating quite a bit of heat caused by this engine. Now, this one is not designed to go to space. As you can see, we wouldn't need all these countermeasures for heat and all of these adaptations for atmospheric flight with this version if we indeed were going to space. But since we are not, we need to take that into account, that we're going to be staying in the atmosphere. Now, this bird flies actually pretty well. I am surprised what a difference a bit of a swallowtail can do to a lot of craft. I use that design in a lot of my aircraft, and each time I use it, I am pretty thrilled at the results. So let's wing it back here and do a quick flyby the KSC and see how close we can skim by the VAB. Let's skim it a bit here. Can we do it? Gimme. Hey guys. I love seeing my shadow in the buildings. Well, here's the more challenging part. We need to land this thing. I have not thought about the landing for this thing in a while. So I thought about landing the last time when I was initially designing this, when I put the really large wheels on here instead of the mediums that I was looking at. So we need to find a way to line this bird up and then land it. You can see we still have a bit of yaw control issue, but it's not as bad as it seems. Let's go ahead and kill thrust, gear down, brakes hot. Nope, brakes not hot, brakes not hot. Holy crap, we're coming down really fast. Oh. Okay, can we angle ourselves back to the runway? That would be great. Okay, so it has a lot of modifications that need to be done to this craft, but it has a great glide speed, really low stall speed, and we're gonna try to land. We're gonna try to land on the runway without losing anything. And brakes. Oh, I think we did it. Yes. That was kind of scary. That was like a simulated crosswind. That was terrifying. But there you go. We, with a few modifications, the 302 can fly in the atmosphere, and it flies pretty well in the atmosphere. Of course, I don't need that heat shielding. It's just kind of overkill. It's kind of silly, but I like the design. But there you go. The 302 we had in the air, the modified 302 we've had in the air, and it can fly. I initially did not like the design. Now it's okay. It's overly complicated for what I think they would need, but cool design nonetheless. And I think that, yeah, I think I'll probably drop this on Kerbal X, let other people play with this design, but it is pretty fantastic. But I will get on out of here. It still gave me a big headache, but the end result was pretty fun. I'm gonna get on out of here. If you like what you see, hit that like button, drop me in a comment, let me know what you think, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video. For now, it's your boy Jatwan, I'm out. Peace. Good lord, this thing certainly was a piece of work.